From the Australian outback, from Los Angeles, California, from India, from the primitive South Pacific, from the countryside of England, and from the German Alps, David Frost presents the best of the Guinness Book of Records.
Join us as we travel to a South Seas island unchanged by time to witness an age-old tribal ritual by the death-defying land divers of Pentecost. Can this woman jump from this helicopter without her parachute and somehow or other land accurately on this airbag? Here in the German Alps, a breathtaking attempt for the highest wire walk ever. We'll travel to India, where these two men will allow us to reveal their remarkable handiwork. From deep in the Australian bush, we'll bring you this skydiving attempt to land on the rear seat of a speeding motorcycle. Why does this classical violinist need to wear an oxygen tank? How on earth could anyone break this extraordinary car jump record? Just watch it. Well, believe it or not, Jackie DeCreed is prepared to try. And also in the UK, the Red Arrows in a breathtaking demonstration of aerial Russian roulette. Back here now, more than 9,000 feet on the Zugspitze. And over here, just beneath me over there, as you can see, a man is preparing to do something extraordinary and something that all of us here actually find totally frightening as well. We're looking forward to it as an extraordinary achievement if he makes it, and we're terrified for him as well. The man is Steve McPeak, the man who holds at the moment the Guinness World Record for the highest ever wire walk, Yosemite, 5 years ago, more than 2,600 feet. Today, he's going to break that record, or going to try and break that record, by going over 9,000 feet in altitude, more than 4,000 feet in a direct drop, sheer drop beneath him, as you can see. And he's going for that in a minute or two when he's ready. We're just going to wait for him because it's got to be the right moment. The winds here can go up to 80 miles an hour. He's been preparing himself for 2 weeks, but only preparing himself. You can't practice this. This is going to be the first time he's tried it. In a minute or two, as you see him step on that wire, it'll be the first time. And as he walks across, he just cannot afford to make the smallest mistake. Any minute now, he's starting. 10,000 feet above sea level. Almost 4,000 feet above the jagged rocks and the pine trees beneath him. His first steps. He estimates he's got 200 of them. There from our helicopter you can see Steve, or maybe you can't see him, but he's putting down the pole, as you can see. This is very strange. This is not like him. He's backing now, as you can see. I mean, it's terrifying enough walking forwards in this situation, but I mean backwards now. Now, why he's backing at this particular moment, none of us here know. I hope he's not going to call it off. Hope nothing's gone wrong in terms of an injury. He seems just to be adjusting a rope on that pole, which weighs more than 40 pounds, in fact. He seems reassured, so he's going again. Still slightly inexplicable, that. So I hope it doesn't happen again. Anyway, here he goes. Starting that walk across. A man truly alone. With a very good sense of humor, it may be added. He told me before he began, in his macabre way, that he was going to break one Guinness record or another today. Either this one, or if he fell, he was going to break the record of being the first person ever to fall 4,000 feet and achieved climbing down a pine tree without ever having climbed up it. Guess you need a sense of humor like that at a moment like this. Bizarrely enough, he's wearing new shoes today. Found these in Germany. They're sort of like ballet shoes almost. Grip the wire. But it's a heck of a time to try out a new pair of shoes. The wire is starting to bounce a bit there. That goes on. That's not good news. That's the thing he would fear most. You can see the wires. Oh, again there. The wires behind him you saw there, which are all fastened into the rocks. Obviously, if one of those wires goes, so does he. If the helicopter pilot was worried about this from his point of view, and he was, imagine how McPeak must have been feeling. Coming now towards the last part of his record-breaking attempt. Maybe my imagination, but those feet seem to be gripping the wire almost more tightly now than they were at the beginning. Gasp for air there almost, a gasp for more oxygen. He's now off the 4,000 foot part, and now it's just a question of making it to the end. The last step or two. That's it. From the triumph of Steve McPeak to the shortest man in the world, Michu. How are you? Come in. And let's also meet Michu's interpreter here, Kinga Ambrose. Nice to see you. Michu, what is the most, would you say, what is the most difficult thing about being the smallest man in the world? And what's the nicest thing?
Mi a legnehezebb dolog, hogy kicsi, és mi a legjobb dolog? Legkisebb
A legnehezebb mondjuk az utcán közlekedés.
The hardest thing is walking on the street among taller people. És mi a legjobb?
Mi a legjobb? Az, hogy a közönség nekem örvend és nekem tapsol. És ezért nagyon boldog vagyok.
The public is crazy about him.
Sure.
He's also a great acrobat.
Really? A great acrobat?
A great acrobat. And we have a boxing gag every show, and Michu always wins.
Well, Michu, there's someone that we'd like you to meet. There's someone we'd like Michu to meet who was with us on the last show that we did, the last Guinness special, which is the tallest man in the world.
Yeah.
Yes. And here he is, Don Kohler, to meet Michu. Good to see you again, Don.
Good to see you.
This is a historic moment, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the greatest. I don't know whether to jump in the air and be level with you or get down and say hello to Michu. But this is a historic moment because Ross McWhirter confirms that this is the greatest height differential meeting in the history of the world. Because how tall are you, Don?
2 yards, 2 feet, and 2 inches.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia.
Very good.
And how tall again are you exactly? So that's how many in inches, Don?
98 inches.
98 inches, and Michu is
33.
33 inches. 33. 33, 98, so that's 65 inches. 5 feet 5 inches differential between the two of you. That meeting is a first. That really is. We're delighted to have...
I'm jealous.
What's that?
There's a lot of rain. The weather's getting to you.
The weather's getting to you. Well, somebody said that the nice thing about being short is you're first to know if there's a flood and last to know if it's raining. Someone once said, Mishu, could we ask Mishu to conclude this happy meeting with a little example of the sort of dancing he likes to do? Do you like to do Hungarian dancing? Mishu. Back now in Los Angeles, California, where Guinness Day is about to take to the air. The two young men climbing those poles on your screens are Danny and Ebert Rogers. They're climbing to a height of 90 feet, where they will attempt to exchange sway poles as many times as possible in a 5-minute period. And remember, they're doing all of this without a net. So you can imagine what the wind will be doing to their hair. They're getting ready now, getting ready for this sway pole exchange. Politicians love to say they're never swayed by the poles. These brothers always are, and there they go. First of all, getting up enough momentum so that they can actually achieve an exchange. And there's their first exchange. The first exchange in this 5-minute period. It's an awesome sight. They must sway out and back just far enough from one another, not too close to each other, because mistakes, obviously, cannot be rectified. The wind's a big factor too. Can throw them off course and crash them into each other. Ebert, wearing green and black, is 23. His brother Danny, wearing orange and black, is only 18. We'll rejoin them in a minute, after meeting Miss Kitty O'Neill, who is about to jump 175 feet into an airbag without a parachute. Kitty, who's a full-time stuntwoman, holds the current women's free-fall record of 127 feet. If you've ever gone to the 18th floor of a building and looked down to the street, you have some idea of how high this is. The airbag is 16 feet high, 30 feet wide, 60 feet long. Kitty up there on the helicopter, first time she's ever jumped from a helicopter. Gar Robinson there, the key to her safety. He signals her when to jump. She's getting ready, signaling there to the pilot. She's an extraordinary woman, Kitty O'Neill. Deaf almost since birth, the subject of a movie about her life called Silent Danger. This is a moment of danger. She's signaling again. She's not quite content with everything that's going on at the moment. And yet she has to rely on the signals from below. She can't make every decision, although it's her safety for herself. It looks as though she's decided to call it off for the moment. We'll be back when she's ready. Meanwhile, let's return to Denny and Ebert Rogers, swaying 90 feet above the ground there without a net. And for anyone who's just switched on, Let me just remind you that this is not a sight of two extraordinarily indecisive young men who just can't make up their minds which of these two 90-foot poles they're happiest on. This is an attempt on a unique record, sway pole exchange, the maximum number to be achieved in a 5-minute period. Extraordinary combination of strength required and courage, of course, as well. The constant switching over must be particularly exhausting. They put up their own equipment, all of their own sway pole equipment, guide wires and supports, because they don't want to trust their lives to anybody else. Only a few more seconds left now, the 5 minutes. Time's up. How many exchanges then, David?
23.
A new record then, 23 sway pole exchanges. Kitty O'Neill is ready to try again. The man behind her there in the doorway is a spotter. Everybody is watching and waiting. Once she jumps, that's it. She must be feeling better about it now. She pointed to the bag just now. The spotter will give the okay. Yes, that looks like the okay, and Dyer Robinson runs back to his position. He's the one who will tell her when it's right to jump. Only he can tell. He'll hold his arms out to the side. When he drops them, she jumps. 175 feet, straight down, no parachute. A new women's world record about to be attempted. She's looking ready. There she goes. And she's done it. She gets up, she's fine. Let's look at it again in slow motion. She sets off there, holds out her hands in front of her to guide herself. If she jumped feet first, she couldn't see where she was going. And then at the last minute, she turns there onto her back. A smile of triumph and probably relief as well. 12 daring men flying at 7,000 feet are about to climb out of this twin-engine plane and sit atop it, riding it against the winds. And here they come. The first out is Mike Burt. He just didn't like the in-flight movie. He's clambering along the plane there to make room for the others. We'll see them all start to come out in just a moment or two. Yes. There's number 2 on his way. Number 3 and number 4, I think they just realized they caught the wrong plane or something. It's a very historic moment. It's never been done before. And, of course, it will be very nostalgic to many viewers, thinking back to the early days of air travel, when the airplanes only had outside toilets. There they go. There's 5 or 6 of them out there by now, assembling. They'll get all 12 out there. That will be one first, and then they will all leap off in formation. My goodness, it's getting really serious now. I think that guy's a pilot. Anyway, they're nearly all out now on this great and pointless mission. 12 of them will be out there. Last guy out in the blue is John DeSantis. Plane flying at 100 miles per hour. The slower speed it would stall, faster speed it would blow them all off. The parachutist in the white jumpsuit with black stripes is Mike Sharon. And he's going to be the one who's going to look out for the drop point. You can just see him on the right of your picture at the moment. And he seems to be getting ready now. He'll lead them on their mission. There they go. one after another. Nobody seemed to tell Mike Burt there that they were leaving. He's the sensible one. No, he's as foolhardy as the rest of them. And there they go, showing all too clearly what can happen when an airline goes bust in mid-flight. Here in the German Alps, they used to have a means of communicating with one another from hillside to hillside. It was called the Alpenhorn or Alphorn. And when not being used to convey messages, it was a means of filling the alpine valleys with mellow sounds while they waited for FM radio to be invented and Julie Andrews to arrive. Back in 1976, Herr Arthur Lamy had a problem. He had some news to impart, some really big news, and no Alphorn seemed big enough for the task. So he decided to have one built, and in the process went straight into the Guinness Book of World Records, because this Alphorn, made from a single spruce log, was a remarkable 43 feet long. It's now 59 feet long and growing like a fungus. Of course, the original message, which was for a Swiss cheese company, has long been forgotten. But Herr Lamy still uses this Alphorn to tell his wife what time he'll be home for dinner. His wife lives in Denmark. We've asked him to give us a tune. And so let's say right now, Arthur, take it away! Could anyone break this extraordinary world ramp jump record? 232 feet 1 inch was the new record established in 1983 here at Santa Pod. And the establisher of that new record was Jackie. Not Jackie Stewart, who it might have been, but Jackie Decree. And in fact, it was a pretty unique record-breaking attempt all round, wasn't it?
Yes, it's the first time a woman has ever attempted anything like this. And unique in the fact that when I landed the car, I drove on. With some impact, I broke the steering wheel on landing. Not only did it drive on, but the engine was removed from the car. It's now being rebuilt, and it's going into somebody else's car.
And this is going to be the first time you've actually driven this car, this new car, isn't it? Are you confident about it?
Yes, I'm very confident. The car's a fantastic shape. I always go for American cars because they're much bigger, stronger, the balance seems right, the ramp's looking lovely, the weather is wonderful, so everything's going for me, there's no reason. I even found my silver coin.
That's your good luck symbol, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you've made a number of changes, haven't you? You've changed the ramp, haven't you?
Yes, you have to modify the ramp according to the distance you're attempting.
And looking there beneath the ramp at all the cars, I gather you're not going to land on the cars, you're actually going to land on the concrete. Which is more comfortable?
Well, in fact, if you do fall short, you don't actually achieve the distance you're aiming for. The cars act as a cushion.
And when you actually come to drive the car, when you're actually underway, is there anything then left that you can do?
Literally concentrate, just concentrate on the ramp. Make sure I'm keeping that car dead straight before I hit that ramp. If there's anything goes wrong, if it doesn't feel comfortable in any way at all, I'll stop, I'll abort.
And what about this profession of yours here? I mean, what's a nice girl like you doing in a place like this?
I got into it because I always, as a child, wanted to do something different. I needed a challenge. I used to master things a bit quickly and get very bored. But with this line of business, you can't get bored. There's so many challenges. Every stunt you do is different.
Well, we'll be watching you closely every inch of the way.
Thank you very much. I'll be keeping my hand on my silver coin.
All right, we'll have our hands on our hearts for you as well. Good luck. This is a trial run now by Jackie here at Santa Pod. Britain's most famous drag strip. She's getting a feel of the car and the road surface, and she's testing her escape route, the one she'll use if she decides to abort the jump at the last moment. Another look there at the takeoff ramp and those parked cars, which Jackie told us would help cushion the impact if she fell short of her mark. 34 cars in all, covering 200 feet.
We will release that.
Hello, nation. Today you're going to see something you've never seen before. You have the privilege of being in this car with me as I approach that ramp. This is my passport to America.
Using a minimal amount of gasoline there in case of a crash.
Could you just hold that up there for me, please? On my head, that hair.
Sure.
Just so I could do this colour.
One more look there at the run-up distance, that yellow line across the track, Jackie's 1983 mark. The tension mounting now as the last-minute adjustments are made. The suspense here enormous. Let's just hope that Jackie's not feeling as much tension as all the rest of us are. Look there, that's her eventual destination. Right down the end there. Past the record mark. Now remember, she's got to reach a speed now of about 130 miles an hour. 130 miles an hour as she approaches that ramp. And here she goes now. Oh my God, what on earth went wrong? You saw it, she's somersaulting over and over again there into the safety ditch. The car subsiding, there's a flash of flame there, but luckily there shouldn't be too much gasoline. They should be able to put that out in just a second or two. But where's Jackie and how is she?
Now we're direct to the centre.
There you are, folks. That's how you do a pole driver.
She's amazing, and she really seems to be fine. So let's take a look again in slow motion, try and find out what went wrong. There it is, take off. Can you see just a puff of smoke there from the back of the car? So maybe what happened there was the back of the car banged against the ramp and caused what's happening there. And as you see it somersaulting there, you realize again the steel frame constructed inside that car over days by Dick Shepherd is what's saving her every somersault of the way at the moment. And there you can see what she survived. Look at that. The impact of her car has just crushed those parked cars. And there's the gouge marks there. Look on the left of the ramp, seeming to confirm what we just said about her impact there on the ramp. So let's take another look at it if we can then from the front now. Here she comes, and let's stop it just right there for a moment. Look, you can just see there, very, very lowly sprung car at the front and on the flat. Not at the back when she hits the ramp, which is now, and that's where the impact affects her, sends her over there to the left, slows her down, resulting in those awesome, chilling somersaults that you can see right there. And so, as we can see, Jackie de Creed's 1983 world record remains unbroken. But much more important, so does her spirit.
That's the way to do it.
We are going to meet two men who have a most unusual obsession with the help of our interpreter, Mr. Avinash Dutta. This is Mr. Aditya, hello, and this is Mr. Chalal, who is in the Guinness Book of World Records. Mr. Aditya is currently unemployed for a very special reason, and he's come here to be with us today from Calcutta. And Mr. Chalal is a press photographer who has come here from Pune, which is near Bombay. May I? What you're looking at are human fingernails, the fingernails on the left hands of these men. Mr. Chalal holds the Guinness record for the longest total fingernails in the world. The last time he cut these nails was in 1952, 28 years ago. And Mr. Aditya has come here today to challenge him. These nails have been growing for 19 years. Now, I can't use this tape measure because it's too stiff to bend around the curves of the nails. So instead, what I'm going to do is to use this ribbon, and then I will measure that against the tape measure. Okay, the tape is set. I will begin with the ribbon. I've never done this before. Mr. Chalal likes to leave his nails their natural color. As you can see, that nail alone is almost 2 feet long. Mr. Aditya, who had to travel here with a helper to protect his nails, prefers red fingernail polish. The new Guinness record for the longest total fingernails in the world goes to Mr. Shalal, 103 1/4 inches. That's 10 3/4 inches more than the last time that he won the Guinness record. And the record for the longest single fingernail in the world also goes once again to Mr. Shalal for his thumbnail, which is 26 inches long. Well, we look forward to seeing both of you once again with who knows how many more inches of fingernails.
What we're about to witness now is a unique attempt at a new first that involves skill, courage, and above all, accuracy. That Briton Northern Islander over there is taking off with two members of Australia's champion parachute team, Aces High. The third one is behind me, practicing on his motorcycle right now. Most of the records in the Guinness Book of Records about parachute accuracy are all to do with a stationary target. What they're about to do is to attempt to land on a moving target, and the target they've got to hit is that motorcycle back seat, the rear seat there, at a speed of more than 30 miles an hour. Now, from 2,000 feet up, down to here, they may not even be within nodding distance of one another, but let's see how they do. And there's the plane, almost half a mile above us. Mike Rawcliffe will make the first jump, and it's pretty cold up there. Ian Lawrence trying to keep his eyes on the plane. Mike choosing his moment. Ian straining his eyes. Bye, Mum, and he's on his way. Free falling at the moment. I hope he remembers not to go all the way like that. The chute opens. About 500 feet or more free fall there. If you can hear me, Mike, how are conditions?
Yeah, it's a bit gusty up here. Very turbulent, don't seem to be getting too much control. A little hairy. Getting turbulence again. Losing sight of the bike a bit.
Here he comes now. There is his target, that tiny speck that he's got to hit.
Whoa.
Pretty close. Not close enough, but pretty close. Let's take another look. Brave attempt, watched by our camera car there. Now on to a second effort. This time it's going to be Graham Windsor making the jump. Off he goes any moment now. Yes, the decision made. Wind conditions extremely difficult. Indeed, the fact they even came close that last time is a tribute to the parachuting abilities of these men. Half a mile up in the air, aiming for a tiny dot on the ground, and it's a dot that's going to keep on moving. Graham Windsor trying to set himself up there. He's close, I think. Coming in well, and he lands on his shoulders and comes, as you can see, to a running stop right there. Now Graham back on the ground again, ready to try and assist in effort number 3. Mike Rawcliffe trying once more, but the air turbulence may be too much for a successful effort. He's close, and he made it for a second there. Let's take another look at that. He lands on the rear seat, but the bike just can't hold him. With night falling here in the Australian bush and time only for one final attempt, it's make or break. Ian Lawrence, parachuting. Parachuting, we trust, onto the rear seat of that motorcycle right there. It has to work this time or not at all. And they've made it. They've done it. Congratulations, congratulations, you did it. The greatest fall guy ever, you really are. I've heard of backseat diving, but this is ridiculous. Fantastic. Now, what made you manage it this time?
Well, the winds were really turbulent to start with, but towards the bottom half, they really died off and it was smooth air all the way, and it looked good from about 20 feet down, and that's the crucial point.
It isn't everyone who has the ingenuity to combine two totally different activities into one. And our next guest has done precisely that. He's a young man from Olympia, Washington, who's been playing the violin for 10 years, and he's also been a skin diver for 8 years. And so he combined his talents to become the world's first underwater violinist. Absolutely. He's been preparing himself for this moment. He's here with us tonight. His American television debut, ready to perform in a specially prepared water tank. So let's welcome now this determined, artistic young man. Will you welcome, please, Mr. Mark Gottlieb, underwater violinist. Now, Mark, this is your first American television appearance, and for me, it's the first time that I have ever seen an underwater violinist at work.
I'm not surprised.
You're not?
No.
How did you come to think of doing this?
Well, I've been playing violin since I was 7 years old, and my parents made me practice all the time, and I couldn't stand practicing, and I'd always rather spend my time in the bottom of our pool. And so I thought that if I could play the violin in the pool, I would practice more, and so I hoped it would work. But
and have the worst of all possible worlds.
But things didn't work, so I still don't practice as much. But it was an attempt.
And you've got here the oxygen tank for your...
It's an air tank, so I can breathe underwater.
So you can breathe. I imagine that's quite an important part of this this activity.
Right.
And this is...
This is the mask, so I can see what I'm going to read.
See what you're going to read?
Pieces I'm going to play.
Oh, I see. Yes. Yeah. And this is the great violin. And
right.
Now, is this a special violin? I mean, is this the Stradivarius?
Almost was, so never was. It was a regular one, and I varnished the insides and the outsides, and I put on special mechanical pegs here, and I have special microphone built into it here.
So we shall be able to hear everything. And what are you going to? How many pieces are you going to play for us?
Two short little pieces.
That's marvelous. What are they?
Well, the first one's going to be called Handel's Water Music, which is the most appropriate.
What's the second one? Come on, I'm forever blowing bubbles. Someone says, what's the second one?
It's a violin concerto by Vivaldi.
Anything to do with the C in it?
No, that's the problem.
It's not even in C major or anything.
It's the only piece I can play.
Okay. Well, in that case, let me. I'll hold this while you get in. I'll take your glasses.
Okay.
No one ever strikes an underwater violinist who's wearing glasses. And here he goes, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is a musical first on American television. Leonard Bernstein, Eat Your Heart Out, wherever you are. There he goes, ladies and gentlemen. The first step has been taken. The first great step has been taken. And now the musical moment is approaching.
Oh, I stand.
Oh, God, because we've got that. You'll stand, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
What do we do if it floats up?
Let me get the stick on first.
Oh, dear. There's the right-hand piece of music, the Vivaldi has come apart there. That was the first underwater burp of the...
Okay.
Things are looking good now, are they, Mark? There we are.
Yeah, looks okay.
And now the most appropriate rendition, perhaps ever, of Handel's Water Music.
Yeah, it's the most appropriate spot.
It's a lovely spot, isn't it?
Okay. A minute.
Here we go. As you see, the violin itself has a life all its own. Already you hear the sounds of something really rather lovely. This if only Handel were alive today, he'd turn in his grave. I'm not a great expert on underwater music. I'm not sure whether that was the tuning up or the piece itself. I mustn't get the giggles or I shall fall in. Ah, yes, music lovers are recognizing it now. Leaving in droves. Spirit of Vivaldi visits us there for a moment.
You're about to witness a ceremony that takes place only on this remote island in the Republic of Vanuatu. It's a combination of Harvest Festival and Test of Bravery. The dancers are encouraging the men and boys who will dive at progressively increasing heights from this tower with nothing to break their fall but strong vines tied to their ankles. Each man picks his own vines. If they're too green or too dry, they could break under the weight of the diver. The tower is exactly 81 feet, 3 inches high. That's about as tall as an 8-story building. As the vines are tied to the diver's feet, you can hear the chanting and whistling growing louder and more frenetic. The spectacle's about to start. The beginners take the lead. This 10-year-old, wearing the natives' traditional covering called a namba, is making his first jump. There he is, more than a third of the way up. He's okay. The land divers are in the Guinness Book of Records because their dives from a 70-foot tower result in a temporary G-force of more than 100. This year, the tower is over 80 feet, so now the G-forces on the highest divers will be even greater. The divers' bodies attain a free-fall speed of more than 64 feet per second. When the fall is abruptly stopped by the vines, the bone-wrenching yank creates that 100 G-force. It's amazing their legs aren't torn from their bodies. One of the vines broke. He landed on his head. Is he hurt? They're helping him up? No, he looks fine.
The divers carry bunches of leaves with them to the platform, believing that as the leaves are cast away, so is bad luck. The vines have broken again. Oh, he really looks hurt. Oh, these men are tough. Seem to look okay. Look at that smile. He's laughing. And so the dives continue, with each diver leaping from a higher platform. Let's take another look at that dive in slow motion. Now, only one diver remains. The village chief makes a formal speech, thanking the visitors who have come from so very far away.
Thank you.
We're about to see the climax of this ritual. The man chosen by all the members of his village who will dive from the very top of that awesome tower, 81 feet above the earth. He's done it. The highest and best dive of the day. The villagers crowd around him in a celebration of his triumph that will go on far into the night. But those of us who have to leave will carry with us the memory of this unique event.
This is Kemble Airfield in Gloucestershire, headquarters of what's generally acknowledged as the finest formation aerobatic team in the world. The Royal Air Force Red Arrows, founded in 1960. Well, that sounded like a good idea when someone suggested, wherever you are, you're fired. Anyway, what they're going to do now is two things. Later on, they're going to go for an extraordinary and breathtaking and dangerous indeed maneuver, which is the Russian roulette, as they call it, or the carousel, which is two planes going straight at one another, just a few feet above us, as they were then, very close, in fact, at a closing speed of 700 miles per hour. But right now, in the course of this display, they're going with another unique maneuver. This one is called, in fact, the wine glass roll, to go for a place in the Guinness book. It's a unique maneuver. We'll point it out when they come to it. Let's see if they can pull it off. Less than 1,000 feet up, 20 feet apart, more than 400 miles per hour. The Royal Air Force Red Arrows skyrocketing into their rollbacks. Their planes into inch-perfect position for that unrivaled wine glass roll. This is it. Ready to roll. They'll take the command from team leader Brian Hoskins. And over they go. The pilot at the center rotating his plane a full 360 degrees. That's why the wine glass roll is a Guinness World Record. But no time for celebration, because in a moment they're going into, there it is, the Vixen break. And now streaking upwards in preparation for the dramatic dive into the 500 miles per hour parasol brake. Squadron leader Brian Hoskins, team leader of what we've just seen. How much risk is there in it all?
Well, we don't, I mean, if you're flying aircraft low and fast, there's always going to be some element of risk in it.
Well, we're building now to the kingpin of the activities here, which is the Russian roulette or the carousel. Who have you got doing that?
Well, this year we've got Steve Johnson. In fact, Tim Watts over here is doing the synchro pair, we call it.
Now, we know you fly, you hurtle at one another.
Yes.
Now, tell us a bit about what you're going to do so we know what to watch for.
The actual manoeuvre itself starts with a cross where we run at each other at about 320 knots, so about 360 miles an hour each, so it's a closing speed of something over 700. We approach just about head-on, and then as we come to what you might term a collision point, Steve calls a turn, and we each turn with 90 degrees of bank and turn away from each other.
So that closing speed is 360 plus 360 if you take the two, 720. Yeah. How close to the two of you get?
Probably down to about 30 feet, like that.
Well, what you're going to attempt is fantastic then, because that's 30 feet at 720 miles per hour, so that's a thousandth of a second mistake is a permanent mistake.
Yes, indeed.
Well, we're going to watch closely now, and we've got a camera and a rather nervous cameraman in there with you, so good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Tim Watts and Stephen Johnson peeling apart at 360 miles an hour, destined to meet again on the other side of the circle in just a few seconds on a near collision course at 700 miles per hour. And there it is, completing the circle. And there it is again, even closer to the ground there, I think. Let's look at it in slow motion now. Official name, the carousel. There you see why the pilots call it Russian roulette. Here's the pilot's eye view of the other plane streaking towards him. And that's about all the record breaking we've got time for tonight. In fact, we've just got time for the highlights from a would-be record breaking family, the Schnerdley family, who tried on no fewer than 123 separate, successive, unsuccessful occasions to get into the Guinness book. So let's leave you then with a tribute to their valor and to their efforts. Ladies and gentlemen, they almost made it. This is Ralph Schnerdley, whose speciality is skiing and falling, but mainly falling. Brother Herman, who proved Darwin correct. Man was not meant to fly. In the next experiment, Brother Morris proved very little, except his inability to swim. Back again with Ralph, still skiing and still falling. Grandfather Schnerdley, who could get blood from a stag. His blood, unfortunately. Cousin Bertie, who learned how to walk on water, and here's why. And here's Uncle Louis. No, not the one with the umbrella, the one pulling. And here's the famous Schnerdley Precision Motoring Team. Ralph, one more time. Sister Risa, just practicing. Cousin Bobby, always good for a laugh. Here's Evil Schnerdley. And here's the entire Schnerdley family, hopefully on their way to the moon. And here's their triumphant return, landing just a mere 239,000 miles short. Here's Grandfather Schnerdley, he's just plain nuts. Ralph, still falling. Here's Uncle Orville Schnerdley, being helped into the famous Schnerdley glider. He seems confident. And he's still confident. Sister Risa, who failed with one wing, now tries failing with 7. And succeeds. Finally, we have Conrad Schnerdley. A fitting end, I think you'll agree. The Schnerdley family saga, they almost made it.